Hello everybody and welcome to Omnipoke, the channel that brings you everything Pokemon. I'm Jack. This will actually be my first video on the channel, and today we're going to be opening up another Phantom Forces box. I know there's already been one on the channel, but I couldn't get mine on release, so I decided to pick one up now, a couple of weeks after release, because I'm still going to need the cards, because there are a couple of tournaments in the UK that are coming up that will be in Phantom Forces format, so I thought I'd pick up a box anyway. Just before I start, this, like I say, will be my first video on the channel. Unfortunately, I have been trying to record PTCGO things with Joe, but my microphone is not really registering just me. It's registering a lot of background noise, meaning that the audio quality really isn't the best. So for the next few videos I think it will still be just Joe on his own, and this will be my first actual video on the channel, but hopefully within the next couple of weeks, today being the 28th of November, I will have the microphone issue sorted and you'll start seeing PTCGO videos from me as well. That's if all goes to plan with the people that I'm speaking to get the microphone fixed. But yeah, enough waffle, let's get straight into the packs. I'm going to do this similarly to how most of the other pack opening videos on the channel have been. I'm going to do it in two parts. I'm going to do one half of the box in one video and one half of the box in another video. But I'll keep the packs there so you can see them, and let's get going. Yeah, it's actually one of my favourite sets in a long time. I really liked Furious Fists, but this to me, I much prefer this set. It's just something a bit different, I think. And the same with the first Phantom Forces box. There will be at some point in one of the two videos at least one code given away. So make sure you check all the way to the end of the video, or watch all the way to the end of the video to see if you're the lucky person to get the code. And the first thing we get, just going through, Manectric EX. That's incredible. First pack. That's pretty impressive. Manectric's one of the better of the new EXs, I think, with, well, Mega Manectric mainly. Let's get a nice shot of that. The overrun attack's really nice, and the assault laser is another really nice attack. But the main thing going for Manectric is its Mega, and the fact that its Mega has a 2 energy attack and can actually speed up your energy attachments per turn, which is really good. Obviously it's a Mega, meaning that you may have to lose one of the turns to evolve into the Mega Manectric, but some cards in the set, like this Gengar Spirit Link, and there's a Manectric Spirit Link, means that you don't lose the turn, so there are ways around it. But yeah, I'm really impressed with that first pack. That's great. Other things to note in here: Pumpkaboo, part of the Night March deck. One of the I really enjoy using the Night March deck on PTCGO, and I plan on doing quite a few videos on the channel when everything's sorted with my microphone. Happened to also get the Gourgeist, which is sometimes used in the Night March deck, sometimes not, with Celebi EX, but it's got a nice ability. If it's got any grass energy attached to it, its HP is 200, that's amazing. The attack isn't great, 10 times for 3 energy, and it can only go up to realistically around 100 damage, but it's another pretty nice card. And then a couple of trainers. I've got a Fearow, and then the couple of trainers, there's the Gengar Spirit Link, which is obviously the card that lets you not lose your turn for Mega Evolving, and Steel Shelter, which is seeing some play in some of the metal decks that are coming out of the new set. Meaning that your steel Pokemon aren't affected by special conditions, which is really nice, because with Hypnotoxic Laser and things like that, having sort of a way to stop Hypnotoxic Laser affecting you is really nice. So I've got another Pumpkaboo, Joltik, which is another Night Marcher for the Night March deck. A couple more. There's a Roggenrola Reverse and a Spiritomb Holo. This is, I hadn't noticed this until Joe actually mentioned it in his video on his Phantom Forces box, but this is a nice little ode to the video game. B, cancel, meaning your opponent can't evolve any Pokemon next turn. Obviously, you press B to cancel the evolution, so that's, like I say, a nice little nod to the games. Finally, a couple more uncommons and a VS Seeker. VS Seeker is a reprint. I'm not sure whether it will be bigger than it was in the old format now. I think it will be, because of how reliant draw support is in the format on supporters. But I think it'll be. I'm willing to say I think it'll be bigger, but not big enough to see more than perhaps one per deck. Some people may want to choose to play 2 or 3, but I personally don't like more than one in the deck from what I've been testing so far. Anyway, reverse Zweilous, rare Jellicent, and then a couple more uncommons. Golbat, obviously part of the Crobat line, which is all to do with sniping in this set, which is really nice. I like sort of snipey decks, they're a lot of fun to play. Litleo, Goomy, Munna, Fletchling, Roggenrola, Bunnelby reverse, and a Chandelure holo. That's actually a really nice holo. Fainting Spell was a ability on, I think it was a Gengar in Stormfront. This was back when I didn't really play too much, but Gengar in Stormfront. Basically, if you flip a coin when you're knocked out, and if they flip tails, they also are knocked out. So it sort of has the ability to double down. That's pretty nice. And then obviously the Curse Drop attack means that you can just manipulate damage a little bit easier. But the energy cost for that attack isn't too nice. We've got a Fletchinder, then an AZ and a Dimension Valley. Actually, this Dimension Valley does make the Curse Drop a little bit easier to get around. The AZ, there's really nothing to note. It's not really a good supporter in my opinion. But the Dimension Valley is one of the best trainers in the format, I think. In the set, I think. All Psychic Pokemon's attacks cost 1 colourless less, meaning that Curse Drop is only actually a Psychic and a colourless, which is a lot nice. 6 damage counters for only 2 energy. That's much nicer than a Psychic and a DCE. And that Dimension Valley is making its way into quite a few different decks. It means there's a lot more things that are playable, a lot more sort of new combinations that you can make with that Dimension Valley, because it makes attacking a little bit easier. Bronzor is the only main thing out of the commons. A Target Whistle reverse, which is one of the new Team Flare gear, and a Leave Any rare. Ooh. Then obviously a lot of the trainers have been reprinted for this set, I'm presuming, because eventually this will be the starting set for format. I know Professor Sycamore, I think Shauna, and I think there's 1 or 2 more that have been reprinted from past formats. Are also in the game. Obviously there's that VS Seeker, and I think Enhanced Hammer is also in this, which I didn't realise until a couple of days ago. Reverse Yanmega, and a rare Mighty Yanna, and then another Steel Shelter as well. Nothing too important in the uncommons. So yeah, I really like this set. I like a lot of the artwork. There's a lot of new sort of designs that I don't think they've really tried using before. Carablast and a holo for Alligator. That's nice. That holo is really nice, actually. For a while, the Pokemon Company didn't seem to be really putting too much holo in their holos, as odd as that sounds, but you can really start to see it. In the black and white era, that was really when the not very holo holos were going on. We also got a Trick Coin in that pack, which is a tool version of Victini's ability Victory Star, which basically reflip coins. You can choose to reflip coins for attacks after you've used that attack. But to me, I think it's a little bit of a waste of a spot for a Pokemon tool, personally, with things like Muscle Band and other things that can sort of build up your damage a little bit more. Reverse Krabby, rare Gliscor, and then 2 trainers, got Sycamore and the Battle Compressor, which is another card used in the Night March deck, which basically gets these Night Marchers into the discard. And then Lampent, which is actually another Night Marcher. Often the deck plays 4 Lampent, but no Litwick. So it's quite an odd combination. But yeah, the battle compressors then get these Night March Pokemon into the discard, and you're doing more damage per turn, which is really nice. Reverse Mightyena. And a rare Swalot. I didn't realise Swalot was in... I didn't realise Gulpin or Swalot was in the set, actually. That doesn't look too good, though. We've got a Wobbuffet, which I really like, actually. His Bide Barricade ability can really sort of take opponents by surprise if they're sort of constantly using Keldeos or anything like that. If you manage to get a Wobbuffet into the active position, it can really stop some players in their tracks. Yeah, it's. I think it's quite underrated. A lot of people are sort of glancing over it, but it's one of the better cards in the set. Reprint of Roller Skates, like I said, a lot of reprints in this set, and Robo Substitute. This is something we haven't. This is a concept we haven't seen in a while. I know it's been in the game for a little while, but we haven't really seen it. Basically, you can play this as a 30 HP colourless basic, and you can actually discard it when you want. But what the sort of trick is, if it's knocked out, no prizes are taken for it. So if you're playing something like Donphan or anything that sort of attacks and switches, Gengar is another one, you can put up a Robo Substitute, and then if they knock out that Robo Substitute, they're not gonna take a prize, which means you can get away with them taking 4 or 5 knockouts and only taking 2 or 3 prizes for them if you're using your Robo Substitutes at the right time. Unfortunately, only 30 HP, meaning Landorus does make it an easy snipe on the bench, but a lot of the time what you'll do is just place the Robo Substitute and put it straight into the active. It won't be sitting on your bench anyway, so... Oh, there's another Mega there. Not a Mega, an EX. There's the Commons and Uncommons, Reverse Litwick, and a Florges EX. This is personally my least favourite EX in the set, but it looks really nice. That's straight in a sleeve. Yeah, I was quite surprised when they announced Florges EX. Like, I don't personally see... I mean, Florges and Malamar, I don't personally see what they were going for with them, but that's fair enough. Another Gengar Spirit Link, Kingler, and a DCE, again another reprint, presuming that one day the Phantom Forces set will be at the start of a rotation. It would make sense, because that would be 3 sets from the X and Y. I'm presuming, just at a guess, we're going to get X and Y. The next format will be X and Y on, and then it will be the Phantom Forces on, so that's probably why they're putting all of these reprint cards that are in most decks into the set, because eventually this will be the leading set of a format. We've got a Reverse Swadloon, Rare Exploud, and then, yeah, I thought so, Enhanced Hammer is in the set, which doesn't bode well for fighting decks and decks with heavy DCE counts. But there's still viability for them. Enhanced Hammer isn't too much... It's still a problem, but it isn't as big of a problem without Junk Hunting Sableye, because once you've used your Enhanced Hammer, there's only a few cards in the format that can actually get that hammer back. Reprint of the Shauna, like I thought, and the Boldor. Yeah, since we lost Junk Hunting Sableye, it's been a lot harder to get things back out of the discard, because Junk Hunt was the main sort of source of getting trainers back. There's obviously Dowsing Machine and a new card in the set called Lysander's Trump card, which technically gets trainers back, but Reverse Venonat and a Rare Pachirisu, but none of them are quite as effective as how Junk Hunt did it, really, I don't think. It's a shame. It was a shame to see Sableye go. He really boosted the playability of... Well, Dark Patch probably more so boosted the playability of Dark Deck, sorry, but I suppose it had to go eventually. We've got Reverse Venomoth and a Holo Gorgeist. I didn't actually realise this was Holo in the set. That's nice. And we've got another DCE. Yeah, I like the Holo on the Gorgeist. I like the Holo and all of the Holos in the set, but I don't know. I think the Eiffel Tower in the back... Well, it's not an Eiffel Tower, but the Eiffel Tower in the background does sort of stand out to me. That's a really nice Holo. Again, the attack's not the best, but that 200 HP for one prize is a big deal. It means you're going to have to really fight just for the single prize. Reverse Helioptile and a Rare Honchkrow. think it's the first Honchkrow card we've got in a while as well, actually. And then a Tierno. I didn't actually... Well, I knew it was in the set, but I didn't... I thought there was also Trevor in the set, but it doesn't... We don't seem to have found it. That's basically just a reprint of Sharon. There's not too much difference between them. I think Tierno was also in the X and Y launch kits or starter kits or something. Maybe that was Trevor, I'm not sure. But Tierno isn't the best. Draw 3 cards is nice, but it's not... Oh, it's not the biggest sort of game changer. At one point it would have been, but not really anymore. Another Joltik, Deden, Reverse Bronzor, that's nice, and a rare Yanmega, and a Lampent and a Target Whistle. I never actually went through what Target Whistle does. It puts a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard onto the bench, which can, I suppose, if they're a deck that needs a lot of bench space and doesn't have everything, it could sort of mess up their strategy. But I can't see too much of a big use for it yet. I suppose with something like Dusknoir, where you're rearranging their damage, you can put cards onto the bench for free prizes, but I can't see it in this format anywhere else at the moment. There may be someone with a quirky way of using it. Got a reverse Honchkrow and a hollow Regigigas, that's really nice. And then a Xerosic and a Lysander's Trump card. The Lysander's Trump card was the one I was talking about earlier on, where it puts all cards from both players' discards into their deck, which can be a problem for some decks, but if you think about it, you get in, if you put in all of your Pokemon for like Flareon or Nidomarch into the discard, you're also getting to put all of your cards that you used to get them into the discard back into the deck as well, which basically means it's not too much of a problem for them, because they've just got all of their toys to get the Pokemon back into the discard as well. It's just going to take perhaps a turn or two to be reaching their maximum damage output again. And the Xerosic, I'm not sure about it. I know Joe really likes it, but I'm not too sure about it. Choose a Pokemon tool or special energy attached to any Pokemon and discard it. I know Joe likes it for the fact that you can get rid of your opponent's head ringers on your Pokemon, or your opponent's jamming nets on your Pokemon, and I can see it for that, but I'm not sure I'd personally donate a supporter space and using a supporter for the turn. Just to doing that, I personally don't feel jamming net and head ringer are that much of a hindrance, but that may be because I play decks that they don't hinder too much. Maybe with certain decks they will be game breaking, and therefore Xerosic would help a lot in that situation. But I don't rate it too much personally. The full art of it looks amazing, I think. The full arts of all of the Pokemon in this set are really good. Reverse Frillish and a Bronzong, that's really nice. The Metal Link's ability is pretty much the same as Electric's Dynamotor from a couple of formats back. Basically, you put a Metal Energy from your discard onto the benched Pokemon, and it's seeing play. There's a couple of good Metal EXs in the set, and those, I think, yeah, it's Cobalion EX Cobalion and Cobalion EX are the two main ones that aren't in the set. It basically speeds up how quickly they can do their attacks, which is really nice. So I'm glad to get one of those. Hopefully I'll get one or two more, because I would like to play the Metal deck at least at one tournament, or I want to test it at least. And then we've got an AZ and a Mystery Energy. The Mystery Energy is... I'm liking what they're doing with having special energy for certain types. I hope it's going to carry on with Primal Clash, but I can see them not doing it, as they're bringing in Primal Reversion and Ancient Traits and things like that. The Mystery Energy, basically, when it's attached to a Psychic Pokemon, the retreat is 2 colourless less, meaning for a lot of Psychics that's free retreat, and some it's only 1 or 2. I can't think of any where any Psychic that has 4 retreat. Maybe Golurk does. Golurk probably does, yeah. That thing's pretty bulky. But yeah, it can be... I can see it being used in a lot of Psychic-based decks that have high retreat costs, that like to sort of move around and have manoeuvrability. Diggersby Reverse, is that a rare? Yeah, it's also a rare, that's quite cool. and an Escavalier rare. I don't think we've had a good Escavalier card yet. That's a shame. I like Escavalier. There's the Manectric Spirit Link I was referring to earlier on. Basically, if you attach it to your Manectric, you can Mega Revolve without losing your turn, which is really nice. And another trainer in this set. There's a lot of trainers in this set, actually. I've just realised. Hand Scope. Your opponent just reveals his or her hand. Not too game breaking, but I'm sure some people like it if they like to know what's going on with their opponents and how what their thought processes are and things like that. But not the best trainer in my opinion. So that's the first half of the box, unfortunately. Just to sum up this half, we got a Florges EX and a Manectric EX, and then 4 holos, a Feraligatr, a Chandelure, a Gourgeist, and a Regigigas. So I'm pretty happy so far. A Mega would be nice, a Team Flare Tool would be nice, but you get what you get. But yeah, make sure I'll try and link the part to the next video in the description, along with our Twitter. So make sure you check out that as well, to keep up to date with when we're putting up new videos, things like Monotype Monday and deck breakdowns, openings, anything like that. It's all posted on the Twitter a little while before the video actually goes up, so you're always up to date. And yeah, I'll be opening the second half of the box in the next video. Hopefully will be linked in the description. But thank you for watching. I've been Jack from OmniPoke, the channel that brings you everything Pokemon, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!